Welcome to the Your Family Dog podcast, where we celebrate the special bond between families and their canine companions. Our goal is to help families and dogs grow up together, one episode at a time. Welcome back to the Your Family Dog podcast. Today I'm joined by Julia Rosengren and Paul Davis, the co-authors of Chanel and Milo, The Legend Begins. And y'all, this book is adorable and your kids are going to love it. And I can't wait to see upcoming episodes of what I'm assuming will be quite the legend. So welcome to the show. So
Well, thank you
Julia,
very much.
you're calling in
Thank
from
you.
Spain
Yes.
and you were the idea behind the Chanel and Milo.
I am actually the mother of Chanel.
You're
Chanel is
Chanel's mom.
Yeah, Chanel is my girl. When I came into I live in Florida. I have a home in Florida where she stays with my sisters now that I call my sister because she has Milo, the dog that
Right.
Chanel got together, and now we can't separate them anymore. So when I got this place here in Spain, I thought that would be great for Chanel to come in here, but forget about it. I couldn't separate them anymore. I had to.
Right,
I
because
had
they're besties.
No, they. I mean, I never seen. Chanel has an amazing character. Like she's a very um. How do I say? I always say she's not a dog. She's a
She
human
thinks she's
because
a people. Yes.
Yeah.
yes, and she acts like, so Chanel went through so much trauma, before in her life, before I adopted her. And when I got this house here in Spain, I was like, okay, Chanel's gonna be happy here. This is a little garden, but no. I had to use, my broken heart to leave her there and then come here. But she's happier. She's much, much happier there. Yes.
Okay. And then Paul, you're the one who took Julia's great idea of this madcap adventure between these sweet kiddos
Yeah.
and morphed it into the book, which is amazing.
Well, thank you. It was really an extraordinary thing to see. I mean, obviously, I'm a massive dog lover, and I've rescued dogs myself. But there was something so special about these two dogs. Milo had, of course, I knew Milo before she fell in love with her boyfriend, but had a ton of personality. Always did from when she was the smallest pup. But when she and Milo met, it was extraordinary. I've been around dogs a lot, and I've never seen anything like this. So initially we would go over there and they would play for an hour or whatever, or we'd be having dinner there. And then it would come time to leave. And the extraordinarily exuberant Chanel, when we would bring her home, would just sit on the couch, stare at the couch, mope. I mean, it was like a bad actor doing moping. It was so pronounced. It was just extraordinary. And this went on, and we thought, well, this'll pass, or we didn't really identify it for what it was, because dogs they're part of the family. You don't think they're going to meet somebody else and leave. But
Right. They're like, so Dad, I'm thinking about relocating.
Yes. The
right,
mother. Yeah.
exactly. It's time to go to college, Dad. That kind of thing. And eventually, I mean, we were going over there more because there's nothing more wonderful than seeing two dogs so happy with each other. It was just extraordinary. We thought, well, this will wear off. And it didn't wear off then. So we got to the point that she had sleepovers. and, then, and then it got to the point that the sleepover never ended because they were just utterly miserable if they were apart. And it's now, what is it, Julia? How many years later is it now?
3, 4 years, 3 years.
Almost 3, and they're exactly the same
The
now.
same since the
As
first
you might
day.
be able to see in some of the videos that we sent over, they're like that every single day. It's extraordinary.
Well,
And
and they're so different
Yes,
in how they view the world, like as it's portrayed in the story.
yes,
I love that you captured definitely how that dogs can view the world just like people very differently.
right,
The same experience could be overwhelming for one and could be completely comfortable for another one,
Right.
right?
Right.
And that they're
Yeah.
looking at each other like they're, nuts. Like
Yeah.
one looks at the other one and goes, "What are you doing?" Right?
That's right.
I
Right.
just thought the illustrator did such a phenomenal
Yeah.
job
He did.
capturing just the facial and body languages of the dogs
Yes. Yeah, he did.
and
Right.
really
Absolutely.
making it true to life.
Well, I thought so. I thought he did such a good job. When I wrote the scene of, we wrote the scene of the friendship roll when they have met, which is the thing all dogs have to do. They have to roll around with each other, and that took forever to do that illustration. And we couldn't get it quite right. It looked great. It was cute, and all the rest of it. And then Julia came up with the marvelous idea that no, they've got to have their tongues hanging out at all different angles, And of course, as soon as we did that, it looked absolutely perfect.
Well, and
So
that's how it
it was,
is, right?
yeah,
Like, it's all that
exactly,
loose, floppy
exactly,
body language that goes,
ex-
"No, this is pure kismet." Like, they're just
that,
in love.
that's
And
exactly
they
right.
they really do that in real life. I
Yeah,
mean,
they
they
do it
are if
all the
it's
time.
incredible if you put a camera to follow them at the house, you just go amazed. It's like Chanel, it's a dog she never really got um friendly with any other dog. She had a sister, Coco. I had two dogs, I had Coco and Chanel. Coco tragically passed away in the same time as my husband. And
I'm
Chanel
so
was
sorry.
the biggest support for me. Chanel, she it's kind of like she understood that she lost two people, Chanel, Coco, and my husband, but she was standing so strong to be in my side, and I was amazed by it so many times. And Paul knows because he is my
Yeah,
friend for so long, and he stayed there with us. And Chanel was like like the blanket that when you need a blanket, come in, just come in and stay. Like incredible. And
Well,
I
and
never,
it's
never, never thought like she would go along with any other dog because she was so
she would,
protective,
she would
protective
meet a
of me.
boyfriend, right? Right,
Yes.
well, right, till she met the right dog.
Till
right.
she met the
Exactly.
Cuban guy. Well, he's
Exactly.
not really Cuban. He's from Georgia, but he's raised by a Cuban family.
Right.
So she even speaks Spanish now very well.
Right.
Oh,
Well,
how cute. That's
well,
adorable. I
well,
do
then we
love
got
that.
He
they got
answers in
so
Spanish. It's funny.
yeah, they got so close that, we thought we started to or Julia started to think, "Well, we should make a story about this." And then it expanded, and we have this is the book you've been kind enough to, look at today is the first one, The Legend Begins, but we have 11 other,
Yes.
stories
How
all
wonderful.
largely sketched out and ready to go. And we love the idea of, from the dog's perspective, that even though they're rescue dogs, they think the people that get rescued are the humans, not the dogs.
I
That's
mean,
the way
often that
they
is the
think.
case,
Now,
right?
well, I think so, and
Well,
I think
in my
large
case, I think was Chanel did rescue me.
there's a large,
Yeah.
part of it. So it just started to grow and grow, and, we're looking forward to, each new story. They're kind of frameworks for stories right now. We want to do little things like, how do dogs feel about the amount of time humans spend on their phone? How do they process that? You
Oh, well,
know,
yeah,
like
that is a big old thing.
Yeah.
it is a big old thing. So I'm thinking, how do dogs look at that? How do they define that to each other? Do they hide the phone? Do they bury the phone?
They
Do they,
miss the time to
you
take
know,
them out for pee, for food,
right? Do
whatever.
they exactly. I mean, you see people now. I notice it now. I didn't before, but you see people walking their dog and they're on their phone.
Uh-oh.
Mm, you're right.
Yeah.
So I mean, suddenly for a dog,
Paul
this is
froze.
hey, the attention is supposed to be
Did
on me
everyone
at this
freeze?
time.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
thought that would be an interesting part, and little elements like that sort of grow into stories. So we're looking forward to exploring it.
Well, and I just love how the dogs have two really different perspectives
Yes.
and then kind of come to almost an agreement in the middle,
Yes.
right? That
Yes.
if one's feeling apprehensive, the other one's like, "Well, here's another way to look at that."
Right. Right.
Right? That kind of dispels the worry. at
Yeah,
least partially. And the
exactly.
same thing, other times it's the other way. I just thought it
Right.
was a really, really beautiful story and one that is definitely coming at the right time, right? Because
Mhm.
we're kind of at a place in the world where people tend to crawl into camps and
Yes,
forget that, like, we all basically wanna be happy and have good lives and have
exactly.
good outcomes. We
But
just
what
think
can I
about coming at it from different perspectives.
right, and I think there's a lot we can do from, um, the wonder of the dog's perspective. I just
Yeah.
love the process of imagining how they must look at us some of the time. You know, we
Oh
tend to humanize them, of course, but I think it's kind of nice to look at it from the other way. How do they make sense of our absurdities? Or what
oh, I
must
think
seem
they
absurd
absolutely
to them?
think we're ridiculous in a whole
Yeah,
bunch of ways, right? Like,
right,
Yes,
I
yeah.
right,
I
And
was telling I was telling in puppy class a story that one of my dogs one day looked at me like I had lost my mind
right.
because there was a dead something in the grass, and I obviously couldn't use my nose and find it. And why was I, like, harshing my dog's Mellow about sniffing the dead frog or whatever it was, you know? And, I mean, he really just looked at me like, "What do you mean I'm not supposed to, like, roll around in a dead frog? Like,
oh
what are
my
you
gosh.
talking about? Like,
Right.
this is the best day ever." And I was
Yes.
like, "Please don't." And he's like, "No, I'm gonna totally do it, and you should too."
Right, right,
He's like,
exactly,
"You're dumb."
the "you should do" is the best part of it because you know that that's what they're thinking. They think you're
He's
acting
like, "No,
Chanel
I
Chanel
waited
likes to
until
do
this
that.
frog was 3 days ripe."
right.
Oh.
Oh my god.
No, it was
That's
awful. But he did. He totally looked at me like I was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, right? Like,
right.
that I needed the nice van with the people with the jacket that the arms tie in back. Like,
Yes, yes,
he was like, "What do you mean you're not noticing this? Like, what's wrong with you?"
right.
So, I do love that they are so expressive and they do teach us about the world if we'll let
Yeah,
them.
yes,
Yes, they
absolutely
are.
right.
And it's like those are two rescued dogs. One comes from, a whole different side of the life. And Chanel, I mean, I used to live in Texas and I rescued Chanel. And Chanel used to be like, I mean, uh, to tell you the truth, Chanel was found on the side of the road in a plastic bag. Somebody threw her out of the car, and I did grab her and I took her home and she became like and I had Coco, so her and Coco was the same size when I brought Chanel back home. So Coco was okay with because Coco was a Chihuahua. But when Chanel started growing, becoming bigger, then Coco started like, okay, what's going on here? And then Chanel became the mother of Coco. She's wanted to protect Coco because Coco was little. And it was so amazing by that time when we got to really have Chanel at the house, and my husband was so involved with her and Coke and me and all together and everything else. We start realize that how much they have so much to teach you and how much they bring into your life in the right moment when you need. It's just amazing, because she now today she's not a stressful dog anymore. She doesn't have any trauma or anything for
Well,
what
she's
she
happy
do.
now.
She's
She's
happy.
happy
She's
with her
so
boyfriend.
happy. And
Yeah,
yeah, she found a boyfriend and she's happy with her. So it's like incredible how do
yeah,
they really, really,
it is. It's really, if you, like, when it's happened to me when you're stressed over whatever it is that we manage to get stressed about, whether it's, work or responsibilities or whatever. And without a word of a lie, you go over and you see Chanel and Milo, and you
that's
just
it.
all that stress just drops away. It's an extraordinary thing to see. So we wanted to, and it's real. We have the videos on the website.
Yeah, it's
We're
real.
adding to them constantly, and they're only the ones that we were lucky enough there was a camera around to capture it. There's so much that goes on where you wish you had a camera,
Right.
but it's really extraordinary. I mean, I
I
would
do
say,
feel like they
it's
speak to
ridiculous.
each other. I do feel
Yeah.
like and Mary speaks to each
It
other.
is and it never flags. That's the amazing thing. They never have a row. It's absolutely extraordinary. But
Right, like, it does seem like they're very cooperative with one another.
yeah,
Well,
well,
he's a little submissive to her. He
he's a
lets
little
her
submissive.
eat.
She teases
Yeah.
him a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he let her if she sees something outside, like that will happen once. There was a little lake and near the house it rains, and Chanel went there and she dropped herself inside and did all what she did, and Milo stood there just watching her. He didn't do
Well, she got
anything.
covered in mud.
And Juliet, the mother of Milo, said Milo came in the door. When I opened the door, Chanel was completely black and Milo was okay. And Milo stood like saying, like, well, I didn't see anything, you know. It was yes, it was incredible. I said, you
Lucky to
should
see
have
you.
filmed
That's
that.
right.
She like didn't see she was doing that.
That is right. She is certainly the mischievous one. Yeah.
Well, and
Yeah.
yeah, playing in water in,
No, in the
Florida,
mud. There was no water, it was a mud.
oh, it was mud, so we didn't have to worry about an alligator
Right. No, 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 no. We were okay in that regard.
because you have to be careful.
You do. In Florida,
Florida
Yeah,
is
but
not to be taken lightly.
no
she
joke.
So,
protects her so
Georgia
much.
too, I guess.
yes, actually, I was talking to a wildlife person yesterday who's gonna do a presentation for a different organization I work with, and he was like, "Well, I can bring an alligator." And I said, "So there are reports that there's an alligator in Jefferson." And he's like, "There are 4."
Oh my
And I'm
God.
like, "Oh
Oh.
my goodness." Like, and so he kind of explained how they may have come about.
Yes.
Um, and it was very interesting. It wasn't, it's not like some animals that are slowly migrating.
Right. Right.
And changing their habitats, either coming back or moving
Right.
into new habitat, but it
Right.
was very interesting. It was a very interesting conversation and made me rethink swimming in ponds in Georgia.
Right.
So
I bet.
so this book, The Legend Begins, is really all about them falling in like with each other
Yes.
and
Or
becoming friends. And
accepting the fact that they're going to be best friends. They just know this in seconds after the friendship roll, which, of course, as we all know, is the true test of whether they're going to be best friends. But yes, that's the thing. They recognize that they are now a team, and that's setting the scene for the books to follow. So they'll be discovering lots of different issues and adventures together.
so, Julia, you said Chanel is was a little high strung and that being with Milo has helped. How has Chanel's relationship with Milo helped Milo?
I think, not I think, Juliet, the mother of Milo, always said, I don't like to leave Milo alone because he feels so lonely because they both work. They both go out and Milo stay at the house alone. So when Chanel came aboard, then there was like, for Milo was like, I'm not letting this one leave anymore, you know. This is my girl. And that's it. Juliet even told me, she said his way of playing and doing things and it changed completely because he used to be like, really like this, like not he's always been quiet. Mile is the quiet one. Chanel is the one that, you know, the most and
Well, I mean,
by
she's
that
named
point, when she
Chanel.
came, yeah, when
Yes.
she came to the house,
Thank you.
when she came to the house, it was incredible that the first day, Paul, you remember, they were like, first time they met, this first time they saw each other, they start like going, "Ah," and they start playing
Yeah.
each other
Like they were
together.
talking
And I
to each
was
other.
like, oh my God, Chanel, be careful, he's gonna hurt you. He's bigger than you. And that's
Much
but
bigger, yeah.
much bigger. But no, I mean,
It sounds like
they,
he's has a really gentle soul, though.
oh
He
my
does.
God, Milo is
He does,
like,
and he
Milo
is
is
patience. He is so
Milo is the
patient.
man that every woman would wish to have. He's, I would say, he is the
It
most sweetheart, the most amazing dog. I mean, and for him now, it's like they're extremely happy. You would not want to separate them ever. That's
Right.
why I
And
could.
right. I mean, and you're right. That's taking on tremendous suffering on your part because I don't know about you, there's not a version of me without my dog,
Oh
right?
my
Right.
God.
So
You have no
if
idea
you
how
said
many
to me,
times.
like, "Oh, yeah,
Oh,
you're not gonna see your
don't get
dog
her
for
started on this. She'll
oh,
be in
sorry."
tears in 2 minutes.
No,
Like,
no, no. Do you know how many times he said to me, Bo, you got to let her go. She's not
Yeah.
happy. And she wasn't with me. I used to live in West Palm Beach on a loft. And Chanel loves to watch TV. She loves to watch movies. And if it's a church movie or Jesus Christ movie, she watches until the end. So I used to bring her and we used to watch movies together. And then when she met Milo, that I brought her back to the apartment, she turned her back from the TV and stays looking at the couch.
Well,
I have photos.
she was
I
like
couldn't
a kid.
believe it.
Yeah, like a kid standing in the corner. It was
Yeah.
extraordinary.
And I was like, Chanel, let's watch TV, honey. Tomorrow I'll take you to Milo. I
it's like, "I'm
swear
not
to God,
talking to you."
Yeah.
exactly like that.
But I
And
Wow.
she
mean,
didn't go pee pee. She didn't want to go pee pee. She didn't want to do anything. I had to carry her in my arms, take her to her, make pee pee, and come back. And Milo, because they had a big backyard and everything else, that's it. So Juliet said, "Okay, listen, if you take now, what did she said? Juliet said, if you come here with Chanel and if you take her back again, it's better you're not bringing her because Milo is not going to eat for 3 days. You can't. You have to
well,
bring her.
we were all piling so much pressure on poor Julia, trying to do it as
It was
gently as
hard.
possible, but it was so apparent to the rest of us. Of course, Julia was blinded by, her love for her dog that we all understand, but the rest of us, we just knew that there's no other way this is gonna work. They're going to stay together, and they're not gonna be living
And
with you
bringing
anymore,
her to Spain?
or still
Oh,
it's not
forget
gonna do a
about
thing,
it.
and to Julia's enormous credit, very quickly she came around. All you had to do was,
It's
see
so
that it
hard. So I
yeah,
actually had a dog that I was fostering that was very happy here. And then the dog met another dog. And
uh,
they didn't really want another dog, but those
right.
2 dogs were so compatible
Oh, that's great.
that I was like, "Okay, well, he's found his forever home because he's decided that he's going home with that dog, like, whether I
Right,
like it or not."
right.
So, fortunately, they were willing to stretch and have 2
Oh, that's
dogs. They
great.
had only ever had 1, but it was the same kinda thing. He would just mope around the house
Yeah. Well, do you
until
agree
he
Yeah.
got to
you're the behaviorist, if I may say, that's one of your many, areas of expertise. Do you not agree that all of course, there are exceptions, I'm sure, but the standard is that dogs wanna be around at least another dog. They like company, don't you think? Rather than
So, I think like people, they,
yes,
um, they tend to run a gamut, and I would say even for my own dogs, they probably each of them would prefer to be an only dog and not
yeah,
have to share us with someone else and not have to share the cookies and the love and the training and the
right.
things, all the
Oh, that's
outings. However, I also think they really enjoy each other too. I
yeah,
For me, from my behavior work, the most difficult cases are where the family chooses a second or a third dog that doesn't fit very well with the other dogs
right.
or dog.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Make it
trying to
work.
make that work. That can be
Yeah,
really, really difficult. So
yeah,
I
Yeah,
often say
it's
to
true.
people, please don't get a dog for a dog. Like get a dog for you,
yes,
but also let someone help you find a really
right,
great combination. Because for some dogs, they're actually happiest with another dog who pals around with them but doesn't harsh their mellow and play with them.
right,
Right.
right.
So
And
it's pretty individual,
they're just like people.
just like people. And
Right.
for example, my Christopher and I both are social introverts. Like we really like people,
Mhm.
but we also really require that alone time. Like my people tube gets full sometimes.
Right.
It doesn't mean that I don't love the people I love. I do. It's just I need some downtime to balance it out. And I think dogs are very much often that way as well. Like they
Mm,
enjoy having a friend that they play with and that they do things with. And then there are other dogs like Chanel and Milo who are like,
Right.
no, I found my bestie and I don't want to be without my bestie.
Yes.
but
Ever.
when I go back to Florida to visit her, she stays with me. She comes. She tried to sleep in the bed, but Milo comes around and he look it and stays right there because he doesn't go up to the bed, but she goes. He stays right there waiting for her.
Yeah.
And but she wants to make sure she's giving attention to me and to him. It's incredible. It's
Yeah.
like
That's so sweet.
And he's so
yes.
gentle, Milo. I mean, he's a big, he's a big dog, but he's so gentle with her, and
Yeah, you don't want to look in his eyes. You will fall in love. That's it.
Right. Well, so that's what when I went to the website and looked at the photos and videos of the live dogs that,
Yeah.
have been recreated as caricatures in the book, I was like, oh, they are lovely. Like they
yeah,
both are just such sweet little creatures. And
mhm.
and you can see how different they are, but also how it kind of zippers together
Yes,
to make it
exactly.
better.
Zippers the air. That's exactly right. Yes, I like that, and that's
And
it.
they're like that, like every morning they take like
Yeah,
1 hour just playing with each other.
but also
And
the way they
nobody bothers them.
right, and the way they share treats, or I should put it more accurately, Milo will share treats, right? They'll get a treat, and he'll wait for Chanel to eat hers before
Yeah.
he even starts on his. I mean, he's
What a
very
sweet
polite.
boy.
Yes, he is.
Everything she does, he just stay like, "Oh, okay, I didn't see anything.
Right,
She's she's just like she goes out there, she looks at the rabbit, she runs off, and then she comes back and I didn't see she's doing anything. It's like
right.
it's
So
so
he doesn't
interesting.
tell on her.
No, exactly, exactly, he doesn't, but then they run together. Seeing them run together is just marvelous because, Chanel can't keep up with him unless, and he does, he slows down for her. He runs slower, even though they're
Well,
chasing,
okay, so Paul,
both.
you look pretty tall. You don't look
Yeah,
like you're 5'4", right? You're looking well over 6 foot from my view at the moment.
yes,
Unless you're walking with someone who is also 6 something,
right,
we're like little runner ducks next to
right,
you. Like I'm five
right.
three, right?
No,
So my guy either is like, because Christopher's 6'4", is either like way ahead of me, like he's to the
right,
car.
yes.
One of our favorite
Yes.
things is to go to an event and compare how many steps we take, right?
Oh,
Contrast them because
yeah,
he takes, like, if we go to an event and he walks 10,000 steps, I've walked 22,000 steps. Like, it's
right.
ridiculously different
Unbelievable, yeah,
because,
yeah,
I'm only 5'3". So
right.
I do think
Uh,
about the dogs do have to pace themselves to keep their
yeah,
family unit together the same way that people
well,
have to. If we were walking with a toddler, we'd all be walking really slowly. Also, if
right.
we were walking with a senior citizen, we should all slow down a little bit
Yes, exactly so,
and
be
enjoy
considerate. Yes.
the walk across the street into the grocery store,
Right,
right?
it's just
Yeah.
marvelous to see a dog do that.
That's
And yes, I
true.
do love that some dogs do seem to have just that. I think it's just more get along. Like they're just like, I don't know, like Winnie the Pooh, like the uncarved block.
Yes,
They're just not working an agenda.
right, exactly.
And and I do love that they teach us to live in the moment,
Yes,
right?
yes,
That it's
Yeah,
all just a moment. So
uh,
I know this book is The Legend Begins and that you're fleshing out other options. I'm
yes.
so stoked that it's going to be a series.
Oh, so are
So
we, thank you.
so are you willing to like let us look behind the curtain a little bit and see maybe some of the adventures that might be coming?
Well, they have, absolutely, they have one where there's like a which was inspired by, there used to be this, segment on an old late night TV show, the Letterman show, that used to have what they called stupid pet tricks. Not that the pets were stupid, but the tricks were stupid. And so I remember seeing that, and I was just sitting there. I was thinking, well, what if they had something like that at the park, where all the people bring their dog, and they say, "Oh, my dog does this, and my dog does that," which a lot of people do. They say, "Oh, look at him do this," and it's very odd. So anyway, there's a talent contest, which, of course, Chanel thinks they're eminently qualified to participate in. Milo is much more nervous about it, saying, "What are we going to do?" And Chanel is reassuring him, saying, "Oh, for goodness sakes, we do this, we do that. We're practically professionals," is the line. And then, of course,
I think
everything
she
goes
took that from her mom.
right.
Oh,
And then everything, of course, goes completely wrong. There is another one which we're very pleased with the way it's shaping up, where they're playing at the park, and they notice another small dog that seems withdrawn and shy and alone and doesn't want to participate in anything. And of course, it turns out we don't get into any, trauma or anything, but
of course.
the dog is alone, and it turns out to be a rescue dog. We don't say why, but Milo particularly, and then Chanel, befriend the dog or reassure the dog, and bring her into the group of the other dogs that they see, and just it gives her a sense of belonging. And they congratulate each other for that. And that's one of Milo's shining moments in that. He's very patient with this little dog. So it's coming out very well, and I think that'll play well. And looking forward to doing the illustration of the little dog. But I think it's nice. It's a feeling of someone who doesn't think that they belong can at least be made to feel welcome, no matter whether they not forcing them to be part of anything, but welcoming them. So these sort of two stars of the park, and Chanel and Milo to some degree, take this dog that's lonely under their wing, so to speak. So that'll be good.
Yeah, and
So,
I mean, we all love teaching kids with parables, right?
right,
Like, we
right,
just do.
yeah.
So, talking about, one of my favorites is I have a couple of different dogs I work with, one that I live with who is a big dog, who I promise you in his bones believes he's little.
Oh,
Like, he'll approach a little dog going, "No, I'm like you." And I'm like, "Dude, you're like a bazillion times bigger than that other dog." And he doesn't see it. Like, from his perspective, he's a little dog. He's not a
Right.
big dog. So it's really interesting, um, to see him, like, portray his littleness when he's a big dog. It's really weird, and I don't know how I know it, I just can see it, that
Oh, that's
he's,
great.
like, he has no idea that he's a big dog, right? Um, so I do love that, like, you guys are gonna be able to really dig into some stuff that
Yes,
kids struggle with.
right. I
yeah.
think that's the
Would
opportunity, and
like
I
to
think
pass
it's
the message. Yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah, and the
without
not fitting in is a big one. I think
yes, I
most
think it is.
humans
It
experience it, and I
happens.
used
I
to
think
think it was just me.
No. Right, right, right. We
I
all
think
think
it
it's
happens
just
every day. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, but especially for, the young kids that are whatever, maybe they moved, or, maybe it's a new school or something, and you just get that sense of, total,
Rejection sometimes.
solitariness. And
No, it's
you don't want that. You wanna connect, for that person, and all the sometimes is required is for someone to not tell you what to do, but to just open the door a little bit for you, and, give you
absolutely.
a sense that you're
Just hold
welcome, and
space. Go, "Hey, I
that's
saved you a spot."
exactly,
Huh.
exactly.
There was a campaign on social media at one point, and sadly, I don't remember who did it, but they were installing benches at schools,
Mhm.
that if you felt lonely, you could go sit on the bench and someone would come sit with you. Like, that was the whole
Oh,
reason
yeah.
Oh,
for the
wow.
bench, right?
Oh, no.
And right now, so it's funny that you're talking about that, like, they have a friend and then they can't see him. It's, of course, summer camp season here in Georgia,
Sure.
and I've had 2 families this week that their kids just had, like, amazing experiences at camp and made really, really good friends
Yes.
who live somewhere else. And the kids
Oh,
are just devastated
no.
that they went from hanging out, like, from the time they woke up in the morning until the time they fell into bed at night at camp
Exactly.
with this
Yes.
other child who maybe
Yeah.
lives 3 or 6 hours away that they're not gonna see every day.
I
And so the
know.
mamas were, like, trying to figure out, like, can we Zoom? Can we do
I
FaceTime?
know.
Like, how are we gonna
It's
have these relationships remain?
yeah, it's such a
Now
big
when
thing.
when the
For
3
some
of us were young, there was no such thing, like,
Right.
we were pen pals
Right, exactly.
and
Exactly.
hoped our parents put us in the same camp again next year. So,
And yes,
um,
exactly. It was, yeah, you didn't try to heaven and earth was not necessarily moved to make that connection happen, with a Zoom call
sometimes.
and this,
So
right,
but
not
it's
all the time.
interesting that the dogs live in Florida, right? Because Florida's
Yes,
a big vacation destination.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, like, just as I was reading this story, I was just like, "Oh my goodness, there's so many directions that this can go
right.
into
Yes, I
to
think so.
really kind of grow up with kids."
Yes. Oh, I think so, very much. I'm excited about doing it, looking forward to it, and, yeah, every day is a new idea. Dogs just, they're always giving when it comes to, creative,
Yeah, every day is a new thing for
inspiration.
them. I
Yeah,
receive every single day a photo or video of them. And Juliet, the mother of Milo, say, "Oh my God, you gotta see this video." And I'm like,
yeah,
"Okay."
right.
It's like
Yeah, it
incredible.
never
They
stops,
might need they might need their own socials.
right, right. We've discussed it.
'Cause that's like a
Yes,
thing. I mean, I know
yes.
okay, seriously, Christopher's car has its own social media page
Oh my gosh. Oh, I
because
thought
there
you were
was a
joking.
whole adventure, like, it's a rare car, and there was a whole adventure according to, like, how we so if for those of you who are wondering, I'll put it in the show notes, but if you go to Gus Fiat on Facebook, Gus car Gus has his own page. And you could see the whole story of how Chris and Gus fell in love with one another and Gus became a member of the family. His
Oh
full
my
I
name
have
is
word.
Asparagus because he's that color green,
asparagus.
but
Asparagus.
we just call him Gus.
I
And
love
he has
that. Oh
and
my
Gus
god.
has friends. Like he has friends. Nigel, um we have a friend who has a old Mini Cooper. Nigel is his best friend. They have all sorts of adventures together. He has a girlfriend that's Ruby, who's a, Bug-Eye Sprite, right?
Oh
Like,
my
it's
gosh.
really like, you'll laugh, but the men, totally on their own, are like,
I bet.
"Ruby likes her guys green," right? Like, it's so
Oh, good
funny.
lord, it's like a whole world.
I
I
just
did
love it.
I
Yeah,
I
that,
That's
like,
did
it's
build a
created this
social
whole world.
media for I did
that
build
is
a
so
social media
funny.
for Chanel and Milo. They have a Facebook page, which now because of the book and everybody's doing the reviews and everything. It's like the follows start coming up. It's like 200-300 now or something. It start really, and every day I try to post something there for them to see, like the real dog Chanel, and showing that is a real thing. It's they
Do
are
do
the
you
real things.
so I know, Julia, that you and Milo's owner, Juliet, right? Because I was laughing
Yes.
that the names were so similar. So
Yeah,
Juliet,
Right.
yeah.
so you are a little bit in the book. Um,
We are. We
do
are
you think
the
there will be
ones.
other human characters who come into the story? Like, will there be
We
kids or the veterinarian
well, we
or
think obviously kids is a strong possibility. We thought other adults. We not really sure we want to build more characters
Yeah.
because then they've got to, what are they up to? And we want everything to stay from the dog's perspective.
gotcha.
Certainly, there's going to be a child or two. and at some point, very gently inserted. I don't want to like
Yeah. We
invert the
want them to
dynamic,
be
Right.
yeah.
Something like they
but
go to the
yes,
park and a ball ends up where the dogs are, and they're like, "Where did this come from?" And then it turns out that some child threw it.
well, it's funny you should say that. There is one that's an incident like that does occur in one of the stories, and of course they're trying to make sense of them
The
the things that the little kids do. But yes, that's a possibility. There was one other episode I had written that, or story, I should say, that it came out very well, but it was about the danger of one of Juliet. Juliet got a job offer, and there was
Oh,
big
yeah, yeah. Mhm.
concern that they were going to have to move. So we had this whole thing of she thought she had to take the job, and there were boxes all around the house, and Milo and Chanel are trying to find out why there's so many boxes all of a sudden, and all of this. And it was a big because I was reading that this is a big problem for a lot of kids when people move a lot these days, and it completely upends a child's well,
Well, it upends the
forget the
dogs
child,
too.
it upends all of our sensibilities when we
Right.
move. It's
Right.
the worst things you can do. So it came out, or it is coming out. The first draft came out um, really well, but almost too well. I thought because it was too much of the human dynamic. In the end, she doesn't take the job and she stays so that Chanel and Milo can stay together,
The
which
little drama to come in.
which is almost exactly what Julia has done over and over again, sort of turn things down so that the dogs, would stay together. But
Right.
so I don't. So there's stories like that. But then you have to balance that with, is it too much of it's a human concern. But I did enjoy how the dogs try to figure out what the boxes were. Of course, Chanel
The
gets
box
in the
is for.
boxes. She sees the boxes being closed and she's trying to tell Molly, well, no, then you get in the box and then you have to zip it up. And then she's trying to explain to Milo, but she doesn't really understand herself. So it worked really well, but I'm not sure if it's a little sort of out of the sphere, so to speak. But it might work. We'll see.
So
There's a lot.
I think all those swirls are a good idea, right?
Yeah,
Like
right,
having big feelings and I do love that the story didn't dumb the dogs down,
right.
right? It honored that they feel the way they feel
Yes,
and they
yes,
see the world the way they see the world, and it's never portrayed that one's right and the other one's wrong.
right.
It's we just see it differently, and
Yes,
combined, it gets even a bigger view of the whole thing, that it makes
yeah,
both of the dogs think of things from a little bit different perspective,
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
one that
They
they could
sort of
agree on.
right.
Um,
Yeah.
They complement each other, I think,
yeah,
in that way.
like that
They're
and
both missing that part of themselves that the other one fills, the way that they needed each other. They didn't know it, but they needed each other, and then when they meet in the park
Yeah.
that day, they just know it, you know? And that's what I liked about it.
well, so funny enough you should say that. The day that Christopher emailed me on a dating website was the day I decided that I was taking myself off the dating website.
Oh, oh dear, so that was the last day.
Wow.
So
Oh,
this email comes in and I read it, and it's completely different than any of the overtures anyone else had made. And I
oh,
closed the laptop and was like, "Oh, bugger him. Like, I'm gonna go do something else. Like, that's it. I'm gonna buy a spinster cottage and start my cat collection." So we have a cat.
right, yeah,
Okay.
it
I
was
was gonna
different.
say, how many cats you have?
Only one. I had just brought the cat
Fun.
home.
Yeah,
Oh,
Like,
wow.
literally, it all happened the same day. And so, yeah, so for me, it's God. For other people, it's the universe, whatever,
right,
kismet. Doesn't
right,
matter to me. It's all good no matter what somebody believes it is. But it is funny how I just think about how my life is so not where I expected it to be, all
right.
from a chance meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
and
Wow.
how
wonderful
much
thing.
richer it is.
Right.
And Julia, I can understand being absolutely gutted that you have to make a decision. I don't know, I probably would have sold the I would have figured out what I was gonna do. Like, am I gonna sell the property in Spain so I can stay with my dog? Like, am I
Right.
gonna offer Milo's neighbor a ridiculous amount of money for their condo so that we can put a gate in
I
the
believe
fence and
me,
the
this is
dogs can go
Right.
back and forth?
all went here, but I was
Everything
all like,
everything was considered, that's for sure. Everything
No,
was
and I
considered.
know people who have done that where, like, the dogs are such good friends that they
Yes.
just eventually put an extra gate in the fence so that the
Right.
neighbor dogs can just go back and forth.
yeah.
Well,
I
every
was actually thinking just got a place right near where she lives,
right.
but it didn't work. Even if I lived next door,
Ugh.
it would not she would not leave Milo to go stay with me.
Well, but
Right.
Her
it
and
sounds
Milo
like
were
Milo likes you too. So it sounds like Milo
yes.
would be like, "Hey, we gotta go take care of Julia today. It's
Right.
Julia's day."
Yes.
When
Yeah,
I'm there, it's like
that could
that.
be another story.
Yes, he always
Like, "We
come.
haven't seen Julia in a minute."
Yes, let's go check on her.
But it's
She
so
always has
incredible how
treats.
much he knows what I mean for her and now for him. And she knows what he means for her and what I mean. But when I'm there, she comes, she sleeps, she gives me the love and everything. And then after she goes, okay, ciao, I'm going to
Now
my
back to my friend.
that's
Yes,
it. And
yes,
I completely accept it because I know she's been so loved there. My friend
right,
loved her like if it's
yeah,
her own dog. She's so well treated. They are the owners of the house. They tell them what to do. So it's
yes, they're
that's it.
totally
I
in
think
control.
I think a lot of households, the kids and the dogs run things.
Yes,
And the parents are
True.
just like, "Okay, this is what we're doing now."
trying to
Right.
keep up.
Right? Like,
Exactly.
how
Right,
many of us have the furniture that just dirt doesn't show up on
right.
instead of the furniture color that we wanted?
Exactly, that's why we have
That's
that
true.
furniture,
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
Exactly
But
right.
it's I am actually happy she's happy there because traveling with dogs is not easy. And as my schedule life is so tight, I travel all the time, not just coming to Spain. I travel all the time. Last year, I traveled so much and I couldn't take Chanel with me. So God does things in the right way because he showed me Milo and Juliet and Martine, who takes very good care of Chanel. And that helped me so much for my appointments, travel around the world where I go country to country, not just, state to state. So that helped a lot. So I think that is everything meant to be. Everything came in at the
Yes.
right
Well,
time. And
you were denying yourself all of those opportunities because of Chanel, and so it was almost as though she was aware of
yes,
it.
yeah,
But it all
yeah,
happened at the same time, and
Oh,
suddenly
that's interesting,
everything
right?
yeah,
Because
opened
it's
up for
like,
you. Yeah.
that's very interesting that, like,
It
you
is,
get to
isn't
have
it?
different adventures
Yeah.
because Chanel is having adventures with Milo and you don't have to worry about shipping her all over. That would have been
exactly.
so stressful for her
No,
Oh
to
my
go
I
in
god.
could
those
not put
places.
her in that situation. No,
I know
no.
lots of people who travel all over the world with their dogs, and it's so stressful for the poor
Yeah.
dogs.
God,
And
no,
Oh,
I
I
would
mean,
yeah.
the
not
dogs
do.
adjust and they get over it, but you can
Yeah.
see it ages them.
Oh my
Yeah,
god, yeah.
no.
It's not a
And I
comfort.
couldn't do that to Chanel. And I was like, you know what? Things happen for a reason. So, yes, Milo, are you going to take care of my girl? He said, yes. And then I just left her there. But I see her twice a year more. Sometimes I go 3 times to the United States. I live between here and there. So, there's no problem for me. Of course, I miss her a lot, but I have photos of her every day. I'm working now every day on the book, so I see Chanel every single day. She's with me every single day. It's like,
Well, and thank goodness that technology has gotten to a place that you
Yeah,
can interact with her every day and see
exactly.
her
yes,
every
Yes.
day.
that's true.
Yes.
What
Exactly.
a
Yes.
wonderful, wonderful story, and I can't wait to see the later books.
Thank
Well,
So,
you.
we'll
will you
certainly be bringing it to you.
will you guys
Yes.
come back and talk to us next time?
We would
Of
love to.
course, it will be
Love
a pleasure. Just let us know when. We'll be
Well,
very
I mean, I
happy.
won't you know when your books are getting ready to
to. Yep.
come out, so
Yes.
we're happy to have you back. Just reach out anytime. So if you have questions for Julia and Paul, or if you have ideas of things storylines that maybe
Yes.
your kids would like to see Milo and Chanel's shenanigans incorporate,
All right.
you can reach out to the Your Family Dog podcast at gmail.com. We'll be happy to share that
Wonderful.
information with Julia and Paul and pass it along. And you never know, maybe you
Absolutely.
guys will contribute to this story.
No,
Of
I would
course,
love that. That
yes,
would
I'll
be
be
great.
happy to.
Wonderful.
Just, check it out the website, and the book is on Amazon, Chanel and Milo. The legend begins, and we'll begin something really extraordinary with these two dogs, and it's not going to stop right now.
Right.
Right. You're nowhere near stopping. Like I
No.
was like, this is going to become like the Harry Potter of
Right.
dogs because
We're just getting
I
started.
actually thought my first thought as I was reading it. So my favorite book series growing up was Frog and Toad Are Friends
Yes.
because Frog and Toad were really, really different, right?
Oh,
Right.
yes, yes.
And
Right.
yet they had this amazing friendship that maybe wasn't always fair.
Right.
And maybe they weren't always like super happy with each other, but that was more like real life, right? I didn't
Yeah.
really tolerate very well those stories where everybody was happily ever after all the time.
Right.
Like
Right.
conflict is a
Gotta-
real part of life and
You
seeing the
have to
world
have some
differently is
conflict. Right.
yeah. And so as I was reading it, because I read it before we came on the episode, right? I read it last week. I thought to myself, like, this is like a reinvention of
No.
it's similar
Thank
to that
you.
Frog and Toad Are Friends, that
Thank
they
you.
are amazing friends and they're also different, and
Yeah.
that's not only okay, it's embraced, right?
Yeah.
Chanel doesn't say to Milo, "Well, you should see it this way." She
Right.
just says, "This is how I see it," and she doesn't apologize.
Right.
Right? She's not
Exactly.
feeling badly because she sees it differently. She just says, "I
Yes.
see it differently." The same way that Milo, she doesn't expect Milo to take her lens on,
Right.
and Milo gets to share his lens on
No,
We
things.
accept
they give
each
you
other. Yeah.
they
Yeah.
give each other room to be them, so I think
Yes.
And
which
to
is,
be more magnificent together
yes,
Yes.
with
Yes.
all
absolutely.
I
those
would not.
differences.
Right
Yeah,
at
I
the end.
can't I'm the mother that I can say I can't separate my daughter from her man. I can't.
Right.
They have to be together forever.
You're like, "That's a battle I'll lose."
That's it. I
Yeah.
lost the battle, but
Yes,
I'm happy
exactly.
with it.
Well, be sure to share your family dog podcasts, hugs and
Thank
kisses
you.
Will
with
do.
your sweet kiddos, and we can't wait to see the next book.
Thank you
And
so much.
I'm
So
Double
looking
so
forward to
time.
glad that
bringing
your
it to
publisher
everyone.
reached out.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you. It
you
was
so much
such
for
a
the
pleasure.
time, It was, an honor to spend some time with you.
Well,
Yes.
we're happy to do it anytime, so feel free
Let's
to come
save
on
the
back.
dogs once. Let's save every dog we can.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yes.
because they're worth saving. They
Yes.
save us right back.
Yes, that's true. They save
Like, I
us.
say that all the time, like, I rescued a lot of dogs, and they rescue me right back.
Yes.
Exactly.
All
Thank
right,
you
so
so
on that
much.
note, thank you for spending your time with us today on the Your Family Dog podcast. Please check out the show notes for links to
Yes.
Chanel and Milo, The Legend Begins, and we'll see you next time on the Your Family Dog podcast.
Thank you,
Thank
Tina.
you. Have a
Bye-bye now.
wonderful day. Bye.
Bye. That's it for today's episode. Thank you so much for spending part of your precious day with us. If you enjoyed the show, be sure to follow, rate, subscribe so that you never miss an episode. We'd love to hear from you. Connect with us on social media or email us at yourfamilydogpodcast@gmail.com. We'll see you soon.